Top of the morning, it's your boy Mozzie Baby Mons Logan, and this is Survival of the Fittest podcast. I got my brother, producer S.A. behind the camera. Say what's up to the people.
What's going on, good people? How y'all feeling out there?
Yeah, I know they feeling great. Yeah, man, today is a beautiful day. Got a little bit cool weather outside. It's feeling like fall in Chicago. That's beautiful. And speaking of beauty, I got one of the most beautiful voices and soul right here on the couch with us today that we spotlighting. This individual right here, when I tell you, man, she has a captivating blend of power and vulnerability in her voice. Takes us on a journey through love, heartbreak, and everything in between. Them sultry, runs that you do and all of that magic that you make when you're on that mic. I'm speaking of, if you don't know, now you know. My beautiful sister, Neff, what's going on with you?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, man.
I appreciate that. I do.
Oh, it's you're the talent.
Well, it's definitely been a journey.
That's great. That's great.
And very rewarding. I have to say, I love what I do.
Yeah. Now, speaking of journeys, you recently just went through a name change. Am I correct?
Yes.
So speak to us about that journey.
So my name is Nefertari.
Right.
There's someone else who's bigger than me who has that name. Okay. And she so happens to be the Queen of Egypt. So it was easier to market Neff than it is to market Nefertari.
Oh, okay.
But, I love them both, and they Neff it's my nickname anyway.
Right.
So it was easy to transition.
Yeah. It's definitely a part of you. It fits you well. You could tell that, it keeps you comfortable in your skin. And
thank you. Yes.
I'm a firm believer, entertainers, your name should reflect something that's been with you your whole life. Don't be calling yourself Miss I Got Vocals or some crazy
exactly.
stuff.
I'm like, I was born with such a beautiful name. Like, why not use it?
Right.
know? And my mom, she can't stand the Neff, but she's getting used to it.
Getting used to it now?
Yeah. She's like, don't call her that.
So did she call you by a nickname at all growing up?
So yes. Okay. So I have an older sister. Her name is Nefertiti.
Oh, okay.
And so, of course, Nefertiti, that's hard. I was Terry. She was Titi.
Terry or Titi? The T's, okay.
And then I have another sister, Tai.
Oh, wow.
So Titi, Terry. Titi, Tai, Terry.
So your mom was into history, huh?
Yeah, so all my sisters and brothers, we all have the names of queens and kings of Egypt. So, yeah, my father and my mother, they put it together so wonderfully. They wanted to give us a sense of entitlement in this white man's world. And so it's like, put some respect on my name. It's Princess Nefertiti, Princess Nefertari.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Were your parents married?
Yes.
Oh,
yes, they were.
Yeah. It can work either way, whatever your circumstances are, but I am a firm believer that when you do have both parents in the household, it does help to instill that sense of self.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're learning, from both of your parents, you see yourself through your parent, and you see that balance. You see the nurturing, the mother, the nurturer, the protector, and the provider, and the man, the father,
Yeah, you see those dynamics, I guess, in growing up.
Right.
I was in, my parents separated, of course. So
where you from, Neff?
I'm from Chicago. But I grew up in the south suburbs.
Okay.
So I grew up in Olympia Fields. I moved to Richmond Park, Matson. So it was like all the south suburb area.
Chicagoland area.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at.
Okay.
But it was interesting growing up. It was definitely a bunch of dynamics. It made me learn people.
Right.
Get to know myself, how I want to express myself to the world.
Speaking on that, getting to know yourself, who is Neff?
Knew you was going to ask me that. Neff, I am a singer. I'm a songwriter. I'm an entertainer, a secret keeper, active dreamer.
Secret keeper?
Yes. That's one of the poems I wrote when I was younger. But I'm just figuring it out through my music. I express myself. It's like a diary sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes it's just like fantasy, things I wanted to happen or things I've seen happen.
Right.
It's all I just put it in my music. So the more and more I put out, you get to know me. You know, I put my emotions on the paper. My sound is unique.
Right.
And it's unique because I don't follow trends. I never have. I don't even know how.
Right.
It's like my pen does what it wants.
Right.
I think that the people who raised me in this music, which is like Whitney and Mariah, Toni Braxton,
The
In
greats.
Vogue. Yeah, like I miss some people. So, you know what I mean.
Those
Right.
are your inspirations then.
Yeah, those are my inspirations. And I brought that feel to the music I have now with a spin of, myself.
Yeah.
Of learning all of these different people. And it's like, oh, I like that. I'm going to take that. Oh, I like this. I'm going to take that.
Absolutely.
And I'm just like a blend, like a
Yeah, I was going to say that because I see you blend a little R&B and the blues.
Yeah.
The R&B soul.
R&B soul. And it's like, I actually don't even go by a genre because I don't want to be boxed in. I'm like worldly music. I like all music. So it's like, I would do it a disservice to stick myself here. And it's like, I could do so much over there too.
Right.
There you go.
But if you had to pick a genre, or a particular, group to put yourself, what would be the most favorable one?
I would say popular music.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a wide genre.
That's it, right? So you're right.
Exactly.
So you're striving more so to, for hits, singles versus like full bodies of work.
Okay, so that is a deep question, right? Because in some ways you'll see a full body of work and you'll say, what is that?
Right.
Do you have certain key points in a project and then you have fillers to fill it up to create a whole image?
Right.
Or do you just have a project where it's just random, it's just a bunch of hits put together, you say, oh, these are great hits, let's put them all together.
Right.
That's neither. I would say what I strive for is, of course, all hits because I don't like to waste my pen.
Right.
I want to make a song that's a hit. But yeah, I wanted to tell a story. I want to be able to put a project, but I don't have no fillers.
Right.
I don't do fillers.
You don't do fillers, huh?
No.
Yeah.
All of them are gonna.
So when you go into a project, you already got a whole theme in mind when you were getting ready to go into the studio and record an album.
Yeah. So my manager, we come together with when it comes to like the ideas on ways I want to go about it, and all I need is an idea.
Right.
And then I go to the studio after I've created it all. I don't like to waste time. But
so you wouldn't call yourself a studio rat. You like to pen, pad at home or wherever you get your inspiration, then go in and record.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I go to record, best believe it's already been played. It's probably been recorded in my home.
Right.
Perfected. So when I go in there, I know exactly what I want done.
Yeah. And that helps with the live performance as well because it's so ingrained in you, you know.
Exactly.
Right. You envisioning yourself, performing it. But just going back to your writing, at what age did that writing begin? And what inspired you to pick up that pen?
Okay, so the first song I ever wrote, I was 6 years old.
Wow, 6.
It was me and my sister and my cousin, and we had a group.
What was the name?
I don't even remember. I remember the name of the song, though. Right. It was Boy, You Feel So Salty.
Oh, okay.
But it was inspired because I was a Michael Jackson fan. I was a Jackson 5 all out. I thought I was the next Jackson 5. Okay. Right. So I'm like, okay, well, this is what I want to do. How am I going to do it? And I didn't think that people had songwriters.
Right.
Like, I'm just like, okay, they write their songs. So I have to write my song. So I would sit there and I would write the songs for the group. Like, we need to do this. They'll put in some ideas. I'd be like, okay, that sounds good. My cousin, my sister, they put in stuff together. But like, it grew. It grew. I started writing poems. I had other people who were musically inclined like me. So I would piggyback.
Right.
Like, I would be like, oh, I like that. Let me write something like that. And then they would do the same. me not knowing it, we're just building each other up until
Right.
you look and you're like, damn, like that's a really good stuff,
Let me ask you this then. Is there a formula to writing a hit song?
there is.
Yeah,
There's definitely
that's
a
one of those
formula.
secrets you keep and you ain't telling?
That's one I'm going to keep with me.
She said she's a secret
Definitely.
keeper.
I'm a secret keeper, especially my own.
Yeah. Man, so at 6 years old, you discover that, you have this gift to sing. You have this gift to write. What was your dream at that point? Was that just something you did as fun, or did you see it saying that, hey, I want to take this and I want this to be my career?
I believe at the time I wasn't really going into like, oh yeah, this is a career for me.
Right.
Or this is just fun for me. It was just me. Like all day long, I annoyed my family because that's what I do. When I'm washing the dishes, I'm singing. They're like, oh my God, please somebody tell her to shut up. I wait till they go to sleep. I play piano. So I'd be in the piano room just writing songs. Like my brain doesn't function if I don't have music in it. So it's just always been me. And when I turned 12, I met this lady, Shirley Dixon. And she was the daughter of the famous blues singer, Willie Dixon.
Oh.
She was my godmother. Me and her daughter became best friends, and then we integrated and we created another group called Reminisce. It's four people to the group. But that was the moment when I said, this is my career. Like I'm officially going to do it. But I've always wanted to be a singer.
Right.
Like I traveled, my mother took me to talent shows. I would look up the internet back when, there was like Macintosh.
Right.
I'd be looking up talent shows in Florida and Texas and all. I'm like, Mommy, please.
So she knew that's what you wanted to do. She was very supportive.
Oh yeah, she took me all around. She took me everywhere.
So she was like a momager.
Yeah, she was my momager.
Yeah.
And every no, she'd hold me and be like, it's okay, we're going to do it next time.
Yeah.
know?
That's very important, to have that support from your parent, your mother, and someone looking over you. Now, was your mother, did she know the business or understand it? Or was it something like she just kind of picked up as you guys went along?
Okay, so no, she did not know the business. She just knew she had to be there for me. She didn't know too much deep into it. She's just like, we show up for this talent show and one day the right person's going to see you. They're going to see what I see and you're going to get everything you want.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It starts there.
Yeah.
At this point, do you know the business?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I do. That's what I would love to tell other people. Like, make sure you just learn about things. I feel like I need a degree for all the years I put into this. Yeah, I earned it. Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So tell me this. What is your creative process nowadays when it comes to your, writing your songs?
So I have a different processes. It depends because you have some that just come and flow.
Right.
Where it's just like, I know what I want. I just go and reach out. I get, the right beat.
Right.
Once I hear the right beat and it flows with my energy, it just, comes out. Then you have the ones where I'm like, I know what I want to write, but I don't, and so you kind of feel around, you talk to friends, you talk to people, and then something will spark. You'll hear something and you'll be like,
that's
okay,
it.
that's what I'm about to write about.
Yeah.
So it's different ways to go about it.
No, I definitely understand that, even when recording the songs, like, I would get artists that would come in the studio and they're like trying to record like this turn up, feel good song. And they just got into this argument with their woman and baby mama too. And all of this. It's like, bro, this ain't the time to be recording this right now.
You cannot.
Yeah. So it's important that you understand, what sparks your creativity
Yeah.
And, you stay true to that.
And you don't overdo it. Like, just like what you said, like it's been times where I went to the studio and I was not in the headspace.
Right.
And I had to tell them, like, we're going to keep wasting money or
Yeah.
am I going to just reschedule? You have to be in sync with your music when you're recording it. Absolutely, hands down.
Now, I'm a firm believer, just turn around, use that energy. Like if you just got into an argument, things going on, write about it.
And you match that energy. But
Right.
you don't go against it.
Yeah, even if you just get the demo out for that moment and, like don't waste that time and that energy.
Oh, yeah, I think all of it. I think some of the best songs I've written were in that energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Is there a double standard in music opposed to men and women as far as promoting and marketing themselves and creating an image?
Yes, there is. This is a big one. Of course, there's a expectation for women to be so sexualized, like just sex symbols.
Because sex sells.
Yeah, right. And men are more able to just be themselves.
Right.
But I think that people play into those things and you have to just stay true to who you are. Or if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything type of thing. Of course it's harder for women. And that's only me saying because I'm a woman. I don't know. I'm not a man. I can't speak for one. I can only speak for what I see. But hopefully I can, I'm going to be different. I know I'm not going that way. That's not going to be me.
It's funny that, they market the sisters, over sexualized and all that, like you said. And we don't go out and buy y'all records and we don't go to y'all concerts. You know what I'm saying?
We do. They don't just be all women at the concert.
Girl, you know what I'm saying? I bet not catch you at no Beyonce concert by yourself, bro.
I might not be by myself, but we do go to the concert.
Don't even call me for that, man.
I might go and hope Jay-Z comes. Like, I only came because I knew Jay was going to pop out of here sooner or later.
That's different. That's different right
Beyonce
there.
is a whole mood. She is a goddess.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not going to front, man. I'll go see her in concert. I don't know if I could go by myself. Well, I mean, if I wanted to, I would. But I feel that, she's probably the closest thing. Her and maybe a Chris Brown. It's like the closest thing to going to see an MJ perform.
I was just about to say, Michael.
What would be your dream person to do a song with?
That's hard. I would say Brandy.
Brandy? I wouldn't have thought you would have said Brandy.
I know. I would say Brandy because she is so underrated.
She is.
She is a whole time in my life.
Yeah.
And I would love to hear what we would come up with. I feel like she's a writer too. She's got the voice that is so soft and strong at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I think I could do something.
Would you throw Ray J on the remix?
I might,
If I had one wish.
So like, wait a minute, man. Y'all done went too far.
I would have Ray J in the video, okay? Ray J is my boy. I love how he moves. Shout out to Ray J.
Yeah. Shout out to the Ray Cons brand, too.
Ray
Shout out to Brandy.
I'm definitely shout out to Brandy.
I'm taking notes. Just say I'm taking notes.
Look, that's how powerful Ray J is. We talking about Brandy and we shouting this dude out or whatnot.
See,
yeah.
But they family. You want to throw all the whole mixture in there. If you're gonna fuck with one, you gotta fuck with them all.
All the time. No, but definitely, like, Brandy is dope. I do feel her acting kind of overshadowed her music career, even though she did, great things or whatever. But not saying it necessarily hurt it, but for like people who's more familiar with her, I think they're more familiar with her on screen than they are. Like he said, I was shocked Brandy, but I can hear Brandy. I hear a little bit of that of your style.
Tony Braxton.
I hear a little bit of Mary
Tony
in there.
is the mother. She's like, she raised me. That's all. I'm Tony's child.
Yeah.
You got
a little
kind of favor a little bit. All right.
Yeah. Right, look like you could be a Braxton.
I kind of thought that my whole life. Tamar, I'm coming for that spot. No, but Tony, I would say even
Give me old school.
India Arie.
India Arie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's another underrated. Remember we saw her live at the Taste years ago. Years ago.
So you found your comfort level in this whole music game? You found your voice?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Even when I thought I did a few years back, I really thought I did, but no. I am like where I am now.
You at the top of your game now?
I'm just like, I wouldn't say top because I feel like I'm just like a sponge. I'm like a forever student to the game, right? So I don't think I'll ever stop growing and getting better. But right now is I feel like there's nothing I can't do. There's not a note I can't hit. There's not a certain style I can't do.
Now we got to challenge you. You selling yourself hard. Go ahead. You got to give us something now.
'Cause he is the truth. Said he is so real. And I love the way that he makes me feel. And if I am a reflection of him, then I must be fly, because his light, it shines so bright, I wouldn't lie. No. That's just a little.
Ooh, so
That's what
much
I'm talking
soul
about.
in that voice, man. So much soul, man. And I feel like that's missing. I love music. Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's a lot of new stuff that I hear, and I'm like, okay, that's it. But it's a lot of new stuff I hear that ain't it. And I understand it. We are in different times, and especially, R&B. That genre has always evolved into something different. What is it that you think you bring to it at this point?
I just bring my originality in that I'm not going to chase a trend. I'm not going to chase and do what someone else is doing.
Right.
I'm just going to do what I've always been doing. And I think that in itself is something to bring, because so many people will hear something, or let's say a label's pushing a certain type of sound.
Right.
They want, and so people will mold and push to be that so they can be accepted.
Right.
And I can't do
So
that.
if somebody came to you and say, Taylor Swift got the hot song out right now, and we want you to go in the studio, make something like what Taylor Swift is making.
Make something like Taylor Swift?
Yeah.
I would say, hell, yeah. And then I would put myself in it. I wouldn't sing like Taylor Swift. I would sing like Neff on a Taylor.
Right.
And we would blend it, know?
You wouldn't be like, I ain't Taylor Swift. I'm not going in there and doing that.
They tell me Taylor Swift, I'm going to be like, come on, girl.
Right.
Let's get this done.
She said, I am an artiste.
Exactly.
Now, if they told you Sexy Red, what the response would be to that?
No comment.
Okay.
Yeah. It's important, though, to stay true to your artistry. And I definitely understand that, like, hey, okay, I'm going to do my version of that. I can't just, because you're you.
Yeah.
And a lot of Mike music was created that way. He was inspired. He said, oh, I'm going to duplicate that. But he put his thing on it where the artists actually didn't even know that they influenced that music,
Yeah.
And it is important in this climate for originality, because that's going to stand out.
Exactly. And that's all I'm trying. I'm just trying to be me. I'm just trying to be Neff.
Right.
I don't want to be Beyonce. I love her, but I'm Neff.
Yeah.
So tell us what you got going on out there right now. Where can the people find your music and everything?
Okay, so you can find me on every platform. You can look up Neff. I have a website you can go to, alwaysneff.com. And I have all my links where you can find my social medias. I'll be posting the upcoming events that I'll be going to, any upcoming releases. Like I have a release coming. So on the 21st is dropping at 7 a.m. because that's my spiritual number.
Okay.
And it's a tearjerker.
Is that a new project or a new single?
It's a new single.
Tell us about it.
It's called I Was There. And it's about my children. It's about anyone who's ever been there for those first moments, like first cries, first laughs, first nightmares, like you first ball games, first
Right.
heartbreak, like being with the person that you love in those moments that will take you for the rest of your life.
Right.
That's what this song is about,
Yeah.
you know? And it's,
You said a tearjerker.
yeah, it's a tear. I mean, I wrote it crying.
Right.
So, I mean, it was very emotional for me. And the version of the song is actually the original
Right.
version. It was recorded and mastered and mixed in the original home studio.
Mm.
So that's like the only song I ever had out that was the way it was.
That meant something to you.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't
Yeah.
change it. All this stuff.
Right.
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So yeah, I can't wait for y'all to hear it. It's actually like one of my favorites.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
mean, I look, it looked like you tearing up a little bit just you
Just
promoting it
thinking
right
about
now.
it. Yeah.
You know, so your songs, of course, is an extension of, you know, what your world, you know, what's going on with you. And have there been moments after you've released a song you realize that maybe you healed or maybe you were even hurting from something that you didn't realize prior to the music?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something that actually happens more than a little times.
Right.
I actually write the song. I'll go with a thought. I'll write it and be like, in my mind, I made it up.
Right.
It will happen
Mm.
right after. It's almost like I'm writing my life before it happens.
Right.
Sound like a movie script.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Ooh.
you. Hey, write that down.
Yeah.
Call me later. We'll talk
Yeah.
about it. But no, it happens so much where I'm
Right.
just like, I make sure I watch what I write
Yeah.
because I realize the power of my pen.
Oh my God.
You
Yeah.
know, I don't say anything that could come back. If I don't ever want that to happen, I'd be like, you know, nah, I
Right.
can't write that. Or if it's a past, a lot of times, like if it is a past experience that I am past
Right.
or I'm over, it almost becomes like a movie
Right.
where I go back and I'm like, damn, that's how I was feeling. That's who I was. It's like I
Yeah.
can step into my shoes back then and I can still experience it. And even if it's a painful experience, it doesn't feel painful to me. It just feels like I'm watching a movie where you can be
Right.
like, oh, that hurt. And be like, okay, get over it.
You process the emotions faster.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so I was listening to some of your music, and one of my favorites is Far Away. Talk to me about that one. Where were you at when, and mentally when you wrote that song?
Where was I at? Far away. I was in a place where I felt like the sky was falling.
Mm.
The house was burning down around me. And I didn't know whether I should stay and burn with the house. Should I just pack up and go and say, start over? You know? And so I was at this crossroads in my life where I didn't know who to bring with me, what to bring with me.
Right.
I just knew I had to go somewhere.
Right.
You know, and so I wrote that song actually right outside of the studio. I had a studio session. This was actually COVID when everything was shut down.
So 2020.
Yeah, it was like completely
April,
moving forward.
between June time.
Yeah,
Right?
so I was just like on go mode and I didn't even have a song
Right.
for the studio session I booked. I wrote it right outside the studio. So that was like one of the quickest songs I ever wrote.
Sometimes, you know, the beauty is in the simplicity, you know, like just capturing what's in the moment,
Yeah.
you know. Do you still write pen paper? Are you in your phone? Are you voice recorder?
So I do a little bit of both. All three,
Right.
actually. My favorite is definitely hands down pen to paper.
Yeah.
My manager will tell you if we're we traveling. I'm like, where's my book? You know,
Yeah.
it's a comfort. It's like I can write so much faster. But if all I have is my phone,
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna use it. And then like if I'm driving, I'll hit play. And I'll just be singing and then pause and I'll go, you know, get my
Yeah.
recording back later. I don't like to waste thoughts.
That's me, man. I'm
You
more in
know?
favor of, you know, hitting record
Yeah.
Driving or whatever. I got to get that idea because even when I write, I may forget the cadence. I'm like, damn.
No,
what the
right.
hell?
But see, the way I write,
Mm-hmm.
I put that down. Like I know my pattern. I write in a pattern where I know the beat on the pen.
Right.
So it's like I used to have that problem. I don't have that anymore. I'm like,
yeah.
Talk to the people about how much work this all is.
How much work?
Yeah, how much work this is. How much you got to be committed to it for you to try to get to where you want to get to in this business.
I used to think I was borderline crazy because what kind of psychopath would sit there and all day, every day, this is all you do?
Right.
And when I started seeing everything fall into place, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not crazy. I'm that bitch. It takes a lot. And it's not for the weak. It's not for the lazy. It's not for the people who want to do it or just thinking about it. Like this, if you're going to choose it, you're choosing moments with your family. You're choosing.
You're sacrificing a lot.
Right. Maybe Christmas Day or Thanksgiving. It might be a birthday. Like you have to sacrifice. And people want to go so much and be like, oh, the sacrifices. And it's like, there's some sacrifices that you have to make. And I mean, it's just like a doctor sacrifices for med school and doesn't go out and party and drink because, they know they have to study. They know they have to get this done because it's a race against themselves.
Right.
Nobody's going to hurt if you fail, but you.
Right.
And it's hard on the dating life. Tell us about that. How hard it is trying to have a relationship and doing this at the same time.
I think I was most of the time early on, I was in one, and then you just got to find like-minded people to go on the journey with you.
Right.
Who are moving towards your goal, because the hardest part of dating is being with someone who doesn't understand.
That's the biggest part of it all.
What you need to get done. Right. So if you're with somebody who's working a 9 to 5 and they're like, I don't understand why you got to do all this. Let's go. I want to go party on the weekend. This is my 2 days. And you're like,
why aren't you just working 8 hours and coming home? Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, I want you with me. Why are you in that studio? Why are you sacrificing?
Right.
It's
Going
just
to the studio or you got a show the late night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People don't understand it.
Not only are you battling yourself and your own demons, right? You're battling your doubts. You're fighting this fight. So you got to put all your energy in. You can't be fighting the one you love.
Yeah.
Too. That's the person that's supposed to put your book bag on your back and say, let's go, have a good day. I'll see you when you get back, you know? So now I think as the older I am, I'm in a place where I have someone where we're going in the same direction.
Right.
And we got the same goals, same dreams. That's perfect. I mean,
that's the goal altogether. It's not even just chasing this, pursuing this career, but that's any career.
Right.
If you're doing corporate, someone had to understand hey, I don't just work 80-hour weeks or 40-hour weeks or whatever. I may work an 80-hour week.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I may have to not vacation, but take company trips and do different things like that.
Well, let's say you're with someone who's in a totally different field as you, right?
Right.
Grapes and oranges.
Grapes and oranges.
Yep.
So
totally different.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead. They make wine. We're gonna put it right there.
Right.
That's a nice one though. That was good. I didn't think that one. I think you need to be with someone, or you need to be with somebody who has a love for something.
Right.
Because if you can't be their everything and they can't be your everything.
Well, they gotta have their own past.
Right. Because I have this.
Yeah.
So I need you to have your own baby.
Right.
That you love more than everything. Because then you won't try to make me feel guilty for putting this first, because this was who I was before.
And they got to come in understanding that this is first.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of times people don't make that clear.
No.
Yeah. That is very true. But I'm not that person. I'm very vocal. Write it down.
The music is first.
Yeah. I'm very vocal because I feel like you should be honest. Like you said, if you make it clear, then when things don't happen, then you can honestly say,
hey, I said
tried.
this,
right?
and this.
Yeah. It's not me.
Right.
But yeah, I think love is so damn messy.
I already know. Fellas,
know.
we artists ourselves, so we know.
Yeah, we understand.
I didn't cut some people off for the art. Like, look, what? You ain't believing me?
Yeah.
You got to go.
Exactly.
Yeah. But see,
Yes,
we always understood, that was a much easier decision for us, as men. As, with women, sometimes it's not as easy. And as men who are artists and creatives as well, it always made it challenging for us to work with female artists because of that, And of course, we would never want to come in with that, hey man, you got to choose between your family or your significant other or whatever. But how committed are you to what it is you say you want to do?
Yeah. I mean, so like you said, you're a male, so it's different dynamics, right?
Right.
As if it was a woman musician being around a bunch of males, this male industry. Of course, her significant other would have some issues, right?
Right.
Incorporation. Bring them.
Yeah.
Add them to the roster.
Bring who?
Let everybody know.
Your significant other?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
And if it's
like
a hell
trouble
no,
waiting to happen.
then y'all shouldn't be together.
No, that's
he
real.
should be like,
well,
hey,
if
I'm
they
the
jealous person,
cheerleader.
they get there and you socializing with somebody, because that's what people,
you socialize.
You like, I got to socialize and work the room.
Mingle.
And they like, you left me by myself.
But he shouldn't be sitting there in a corner pouting and staring, because that's going to mess the mood up.
Yeah.
He should be
That's why they
mingling too,
stay at
chilling. Vibing out, getting to know people. And so you can be your authentic self, whether it's a little flirty or they're like, oh, okay.
Helping you work the room,
right,
essentially.
like whatever, right, however you want to be, he should be able to exist in that. And you should,
right.
And if he can't, then he can't.
You got to stay at home.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say to that. But
yeah. So are there any stigmas that you may have heard male artists or producers say about female artists that you would like to debunk when it comes to at least working with you?
With working with me?
Right.
I can only speak for me.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
At least working with you.
When it comes to anything that producers could say, I was a damn good artist. She came in to work,
Right.
Not complicated at all. I'm not angry black
woman. You're not a diva?
No.
Not all blue Skittles.
That's from your, not speaking from your point of view.
I wouldn't say I'm not a diva, because I'm definitely have my moments. Like if it's time to shoot a music video, I gotta have everything ready or I'm freaking out,
Right.
But outside of that, no, I'm not a bad person to be in the studio. I am vocal, like I said before.
Right.
So if something's wrong, I will correct it.
You gotta do that. That's your art.
I'm paying. I'm paying for it.
No, absolutely.
Be smacking the engineer upside the head. Yeah, you put that damn.
Got one more damn time to do that.
Yeah, be putting that reverb on. They don't go on that
spot.
spot.
I like that.
I ain't working with your ass no more.
No, definitely respectful. And most of the people, all of the people I've done music with, I respect. 100%, or I wouldn't be in their studio.
So are you producing music on your own at all at this point?
So I did do the producing for some time. It's too much for me. It's like, why go through all of that mental when I'm already putting so much into the format of the song, the lyrics? I'm like, I'd rather just have somebody else take care of that for
so
me.
you can focus on what you do best.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the marketing and promotion of this and the image and brand. So what's your image and brand? How would you say you going out there, you putting your brand out there in the world?
I think I'm putting my brand out there as a girl that's just going after tunnel vision, what she wants, doesn't take no for an answer. I'm going to be doing this shit till I die. So, that's the image.
Right.
It's the image that I'm giving my kids.
And what about the marketing strategies? How you marketing and promoting yourself right now? You doing some Instagram marketing, Facebook?
Our team just grew a little bit. So we have a marketing team now that is about to help zoom in on the social media and the promotions and marketing like that. So I will be more present on there.
Because you need other people to do that, because social media game,
it's too much. It's a lot.
You got to be on it 24/7.
Yeah.
In order for it to work.
Yeah, and
constantly posting little stuff.
Yeah.
following how's your day type things, and you're like, God damn, man. Would you stop with the
I
camera?
would do this.
And when you're a creator, like
It
you're
gets on your
mentally
nerves, right?
somewhere else anyway, right?
All day, every
So
day.
I'm already gotta like, they always like, come back to reality now,
Right.
come back, you know, because I'm always somewhere else. So when it comes to social media, I'm like, okay, I gotta be here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm over here,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so I gotta make sure I come over here for a little while,
Mm-hmm.
but I can't dive in too much
Right.
on it because the creations, everything, it will, you know,
It's starting to get
stop
tainted.
it. Right.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, I need help with that.
Nah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this. You know, so we're looking back at 12-year-old self
Mm-hmm.
and today's self. You know, 12-year-old self is realizing her dream. You know, and today's self is living her dream.
Yeah.
What would you tell 12-year-old self?
Good job. I would say good job because without 12-year-old self being so zoomed in, I wouldn't be me. I never, like back then, I was so tuned in. In fact, some of the, like, I still don't understand some of the songs that I wrote back then. Like, how the hell did you come up with that? You're 12,
Right.
you know? But that was just me. If I could say outside of that, what would I say to 12-year-old Nev? You knew then, and it's happening now. So yeah, good job.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Okay, now talk to us about some of your goals you got further in your career, and how you going, what road you taking to get there.
What I look for in the future is shows. I'll be, you know, once I get this music out and people can properly, you know, get it, have it, you know, I grow the fan base. I would do shows. I would love to, you know, do some collaborations with some people. I love collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
Artists of all genres, like, come hit me up. I got you.
Right.
You know, I would love to do some film, you know, things, any expressing creativity, artistry in any kind of way. Like, I'm here for it. So I see endless possibilities in my future. That's what I see.
And you got a full album project coming out?
Not right now.
Right.
Not right now.
Yeah. Is it any particular reason why you feel right now is it's not that time?
I mean, it's just because so I'm dropping these singles, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give us
I'm
your strategy.
building the fan base. I'm not
Right.
about to waste a whole project when people don't even know yet,
Okay.
Right.
right? So I would like to have a nice, solid fan base before I give them a project because I want that shit to be appreciated.
Right.
You know?
You want it to be art and not
Yeah.
content.
Yeah, like I don't want it just to be on
Yeah.
somebody's.
But at this point, it's all content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want people to be like, damn, 10 years from now, like, y'all remember that album,
Yeah.
you know? Like, I want one of those. I want
Yeah.
one of those miseducations,
Right.
you know, Lauryn Hill.
So is the goal right now, you know, staying independent, or are you looking to partner, you know, and do a, you know, like a major situation?
Major. I'm more of a major.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm doing independent because who else gonna do it,
Yeah, you build your business.
right?
Yeah.
If no one else is gonna do it, you have to do it yourself. You have to
Right.
learn how to do it yourself if you want it in
Right.
this industry.
No doubt about it.
You
Especially
know.
if you love it, you got to go out there and pursue it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna wait around and say, hey, will you help me? Will you help me become who I need? No, I'm gonna become.
Right.
And then, you know, when the major comes, I'm here.
And
I
you got
didn't
your
did
fan
all
base
of-
built up already, then you got a
Yeah.
little leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not begging. I'm not in a state of desperation.
Now,
Right.
being independent, we know that comes with roadblocks. How you able to overcome those roadblocks, being an independent artist and knowing you got to do these things yourself?
How did I come over them? It's the team. Learning people, right? So you have in this industry, you're gonna have people that say they're gonna do something, they don't do it, right? And you gotta learn, like we say, you gotta learn how to do it yourself. But when you find solid people that are doing the same thing you're doing, and they're showing up and you're showing up, and it becomes a group, it is like magic.
Right.
I can't explain it. It's cleared every roadblock I've ever had.
Because you had it the other way. You had people that was on the team that wasn't really
Right.
playing their position, saying they was going to do things and wasn't really.
Yeah, the roadblocks were always, it had to do with other people.
Right.
It was never
Like,
you. Never
Right.
me. No, it was always whenever we involved another entity and it wasn't what we needed it to be.
Right.
That was the roadblock. But once we were just like, hey, we're just going to move forward and we're going to attract.
This the circle.
Yeah, this is who we are. And then like, I'm an energy person. So I believe if I push out, I'm going to attract like-minded. I'm just going to keep it in my head. Next one going to be good, right?
Right.
The next one was what I needed.
Right.
Yeah, next one, what I needed. Everything falling into place. You know, get yourself right.
Right.
And then everything else will fall into place.
There you go. On that note, give us all the information again where the people can find you.
You can find me on alwaysneff.com. It has all my social medias. It has all my links to my videos, music. Yeah, and come check me out. I dropped a bunch of stuff like a couple weeks ago. I'm dropping a new song on the 21st at 7 a.m. in the morning. It's called I Was There. It's gonna be amazing.
Where's that dropping at?
It's dropping everywhere on Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon. It's anywhere you look. It's going to be their title.
So wherever you love to hear your favorite music, make sure you check that out. That's November 21st, 7 a.m., right?
October 21st.
October 21st.
Yes, it's coming soon.
Okay.
It's right around the corner.
As soon as we thought, right?
2 weeks.
Okay. All right. So before we cut out of here, you got any final thoughts for the people?
Something deep and inspirational now.
Something deep?
I put on the spot. She's like, damn, I'm just going to say peace out.
You know, finding out who you are is a life journey.
Mm-hmm.
But you get those pieces along the way, learning yourself, and always listen to yourself. Because whenever you ignore yourself, that's when you steer from the path. So just always follow that inner person, you know, and you'll never go wrong.
Producer S.A., man, you got some final thoughts for the people?
Well, I would like to say, starting off, this was a wonderful interview. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And, you know, when you out there and you're trying to get yourself in a position for success, sometimes you got to sacrifice things that you love to do in order for you to move on to that next level. You know, and it takes strong will to be able to do that.
Yeah.
You know, giving up things that might hinder you, that stop your progress. If you really want to get to the next level, you probably have to sacrifice some of those things.
Yeah.
You know, and it's easier said than done. But with strong will and dedication, you can do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's
Said it best.
Yeah, man. I mean, both of those thoughts were very powerful. I'm like, I don't even know what I want to say now. I'm like, man, I'm inspired. You know, but I'm definitely going to say, you know, strive to be your greatest and most authentic self throughout any adversity you may have, throughout your journey. You know, you're going to have situations where you don't think you're going to turn around from them. It may seem like they're going to end your world, but they won't. Like everything else that you've overcome, continue to overcome. And this great thing that we call life is our movie, and you're the star. And so this beautiful platform that we have right here is a product for the people, by the people, where dreams go further than bullets. To my sister, Neff, I always want to call you Queen Neff, man. We definitely appreciate your beautiful energy, blessing us on our platform. And until next time, we out.
All right, take care.
Peace.
Windy City, birth the rebel, raised in the shy nigga on the level. Put in my work, I became a devil. Consider this a warning, nigga.